April 1st, 2023, Bud Light didn't just post an ad. They triggered one of the biggest brand collapses in modern history. What started as a single Instagram post ended up wiping out billions of dollars in value and permanently damaging one of America's most iconic beer brands. And the question people still argue about today is simple. Was Bud Light's downfall deserved? If you enjoy deep dives like this, consider subscribing. It really helps a new channel grow, and more videos like this are coming. Now, let's rewind. On April 1st, 2023, Bud Light partnered with Dylan Mulvaney, a transgender social media influencer. The company sent the influencer a custom Bud Light can with their face on it, which was posted on Instagram celebrating what the influencer called 365 Days of Girlhood. This was not a Super Bowl commercial. It wasn't even a television advertisement. It was a single influencer post. But within hours, that post was everywhere. To understand why this blew up the way it did, you need to understand Bud Light's audience. For decades, Bud Light's core customers were working-class Americans, blue-collar drinkers, sports fans, and people from rural and conservative communities. The brand was built on simple ideas: regular guy humor, sports bars, no politics, no social messaging. So when this collaboration surfaced, many customers felt the brand had suddenly picked a side in a very emotional culture war. For a lot of people, the reaction wasn't just anger, it was confusion. It felt like the brand no longer understood the people who made it successful, and that feeling spread faster than the ad itself. Then came the backlash. Social media filled with videos of people dumping Bud Light down drains, shooting cases of beer, and publicly boycotting the brand. Bars started removing Bud Light from their shelves. Distributors began to panic. High-profile figures distanced themselves. And this wasn't just loud noise online. Sales started dropping, and they dropped fast. This is where many believe Bud Light made its biggest mistake. Instead of clearly defending the campaign or clearly apologizing to their core audience, they did neither. The response was vague, carefully worded, corporate. There was no clear explanation and no clear stance. As a result, both sides were angry. One side felt betrayed, the other felt abandoned. The damage didn't stop there. Within just a few weeks of the controversy, Bud Light's sales began collapsing across the United States. Weekly sales dropped by more than 20%, then 30%, and in some regions over 40% compared to the previous year. By the summer of 2023, Bud Light had officially lost its position as America's best-selling beer, a title it had held for more than 2 decades. Its biggest competitors moved in fast. Modelo Especial overtook Bud Light to become the #1 beer brand in the United States. Coors Light and Miller Lite also gained significant market share, benefiting directly from Bud Light's decline. Within months, Bud Light lost its position as America's #1 beer. Anheuser-Busch InBev, Bud Light's parent company, saw its market value drop by more than $25 billion at its lowest point following the backlash. Even more than 2 years later, Bud Light never fully recovered its dominance. This wasn't just a public relations issue, it was a business earthquake. But here's the uncomfortable truth that many people are not aware of. This story was never just about one influencer or one Instagram post. It was about a growing disconnect between corporations and their customers. It was about culture wars being injected into everyday products. And it was about brands trying to please everyone and pleasing no one. Bud Light became a symbol. And symbols are punished harder than individuals. So was the downfall deserved? From a business perspective, Bud Light misread its audience. That's a failure. From a moral perspective, no brand deserves destruction for working with the influencer. But from a reality perspective, consumers vote with their wallets, not hashtags. Bud Light didn't fall because of cancel culture. They fell because they forgot who they were selling to. This story isn't really about beer. It's about branding, identity, and what happens when companies lose touch with their base. Bud Light will survive, but its era of dominance is over. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Bud Light's downfall was deserved, or was it blown way out of proportion? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you like this breakdown, don't forget to subscribe. More deep dives like this are coming.